The economists will tell you, economists, and I'm not one, they always say on this hand, on the other hand. On the one hand, you are assured of your 18 billion every year from SAFARICOM, so you can plan with that. But on the other hand, getting 244 billion upfront to start probably 3-5 other lines of business will probably generate 35 billion. The problem with the transaction of SAFARICOM is that there's no study that was done that informed the choice of divestiture. Again, that is a breach of our Article 232 of the Constitution. The Treasury should have first done a study and looked at the various options. One is further flotation through the Nairobi Stock Exchange. But the first step that because the Treasury is the custodian of government wealth, Treasury should have come with a study, articulated it, brought it to Parliament, because we have a privatization committee of the National Assembly, placed it there and explained that we have looked at further divestiture of our shares, the pros and cons of it, holding the shares, divesting now, and the method of divestiture. And they should have looked at 3-4 different methods. Yes, one which would have been like for me, I would have said part of that should be floated at the Nairobi Stock Exchange, because remember, in this country we have a principle of inclusivity and equity in our constitution. Only 1% of Kenyans own 78% of all financial assets of the Republic. So we should have dealt with that inequality by floating some shares, additional shares at the Nairobi Stock Securities Exchange. Secondly, we should have opened the remainder to competition by local and foreign institutional investors who could buy large blocks. In one go, 2%, 3%, 1%. Yes. That is what we should have done. But a study, I'm not saying it is the best method, but those are things that we should have considered, and a study should have told us whether my proposal or this one of selling directly to Vodafone would yield the maximum returns and the maximum social benefits for Kenya. Because sometimes it's not just about the cash, it's also about social issues. Yes.